right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers show. Please, if you could, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That'd be great. And like a video or two, give a comment, whatever you want to do. But definitely, if you can, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'm your host Murph, and my co-host. He's no Shaka Khan, but he's Doc Vox. How you doing, Doc?
Doing quite well, man. Welcome all rock and roll fans. If you could support us a little bit and throw us a subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen us before, this is what we do every week. We bring you the rock and roll news, kind of go through the stories throughout the week and present them to you in our own special kind of way. So lots to get into. So let's get right into it, man.
Jump right into it. Of course, there's Dolly. God bless her. Oh, good old Dolly. Of course, she got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, at which point she decided, hey, I better put out a rock and roll album, And boy, she did more than put out a rock and roll album. She put out a four album set of songs, and it's boy, she just went balls out on this one. I guess she had to catch up on what was going on. But the song list and the singers, it's like a who's who.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. It starts right out with a song called Rockstar, and they got Richie Zambora on that one, which is cool. And then later on, she's talking Sting. Every Breath You Take. Yeah, there's a cover. Okay. Open Arms with Steve Perry, another cover. I believe, didn't she have 4 originals on this? Am I correct in that? Or?
9 originals. Yeah, the album has 30 songs on the album. So 30 songs on it's 4 albums or 2 CDs. And she's put out a lead single called World on Fire. Totally original. It's just her. There's no collaborations on that one. And I'm impressed, man. I gotta say, it's a pretty good song.
I think I put it up on our Facebook page.
Yeah, it's on the Geezers Facebook page.
Yeah.
But, we've been talking about it, and I'm glad to see some originals. We were kind of disappointed thinking it would just be all these covers. Oh God, she's got Chris Stapleton on there doing night moves with her. All right, here's one. Lizzo is playing flute on Stairway to Heaven. So she's definitely taking some different roads here. And,
she's spread out everywhere. John Fogerty, Kid Rock, Steve Perry, Sting, Peter Frampton, Joan Jett, Miley Cyrus. She's really gone really wild.
With Rob Halford, Nikki Sixx, and John Five are all on it. And then the last 2 songs on the album, she's covering Let It Be. And she's got Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, and also Mick Fleetwood and Peter Frampton helping on that song. So, I mean, yeah, she's got some clout. And then the last song is a cover of Freebird, and it's got Ronnie Van Zant's voice on it. Gary Rossington's on it before he died. And then Artemis Pyle's band is got a backing band on that. So,
boy.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to see some originals, and just the one that's been released so far, I'm really impressed. Kind of puts me in mind of with Johnny Cash. Remember right before he went and did like 4 or 5 albums with Rick Rubin, doing a lot of covers and some originals and stuff. So kind of puts me in mind of that a little bit. But
Debbie Harry, Kevin Cronin, Elton John, Melissa Etheridge. I mean, really, just who's who.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got Nikki Sixx. Who could forget Nikki Sixx? Yes. They made a big appearance on the album. I don't know, but it's very cool. It did Satisfaction, Keep on Loving You, Heart of Glass. You've heard the songs that she covers. You've heard a million times.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And
sure.
I'm looking forward to I've heard the first of her originals, so I'm looking forward to hearing the whole thing. Well, I'm sure we'll be hearing it ad nauseum. And my point is to Judas Priest, get your steel guitars out, boys. You got to meet Golly where she is, and you got to put out that country record. So come on, let's do it. Let's get KK on the steel guitar.
Yeah, it's definitely drawing some interest, and like I said, I'm sure it's gonna be all over. We're gonna get the big media blitz on it, and I'm sure it'll be everywhere. It's already starting to be everywhere. So
Yeah, true that, true that. So, well, it is what it is, man. Jeez,
See, she got Steven Tyler doing "I Want You Back." I'm assuming that's the Jackson 5 song, "I Want You Back." That might be interesting. Got Steven Tyler and Warren Haynes guesting on that song. So yeah, that's some
Warren.
interesting looking thing. The Lizzo playing flute on "Stairway to Heaven." I don't know if I want to hear that or not. I don't know. It puts me in mind. Have you ever heard? Oh God, this is going back. This is old, 20 years or
Oh
more. But you ever hear a Tiny Tim's version, "The Stairway to Heaven"?
no.
You gotta look that up.
Oh,
It's like a swing version. It's like, yeah, it's Tiny Tim. Yeah, it's
oh. I remember when he
something
got married on Johnny Carson's show. I'm old enough
right
to remember that. That was insane.
to Miss Vicky.
Miss
Yeah,
Vicky, yeah, boy, that was. Oh, I don't even want
God,
to
we're
think
so
about
old,
that.
man. We're so
I
old,
know. Well,
man.
we're geezers, yeah. I don't even
Oh
want to think
my
about
God.
that though. That's horrible. Oh,
But anyway, yeah,
yeah.
pretty
It
cool album
it'll
by
be
Dolly.
interesting.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll be hearing a lot of the songs all over the radio. She's only released one, right? So
yeah. So far,
when's the release date on the whole thing?
the release date on the album.
Let
I
me
don't have a
see
release date on
here.
the album.
Yeah, they don't give a release date. Well, come on.
So
They're
yeah, it's
probably
got to be right
tightening
around
it
the
up.
corner. Yeah,
They're probably tightening it up right now.
yeah,
It's
polishing it up and whatnot. Yeah.
oh boy. Well, good for her. Why not? She got to do something. She's like she said. I'm in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now I got to do something about it. There's some quote like that. So,
And she yeah, didn't disappoint, I gotta say.
well,
So
we will hope so. Yeah, and of course, the Food Fighters. No, they're not the Food Fighters. The autocorrect will call them the Food Fighters. So on the messaging thing,
right.
it turns it into Food Fighters. So just so I hope they're aware of that. So sue somebody, Foo Fighters, come on. But sure enough, they're gearing up, man. They're gearing up. They'll be doing some UK live dates. You already know that they'll be in North America. So yeah, they're gonna start touring again heavily. I'm sure they probably won't stop. And boy, is that gonna be a big tour. Oh.
Yeah, I think we got a few of them this summer. I mean, the Metallica thing's a whole big media blitz. This one's going to be the same thing, I think. But yeah, supporting their new album coming out. But here we are. It's to be released on June 2nd. Single called "Rescued" has already been released. I've heard it. Yeah, typical Foo Fighter stuff. Pretty good.
Yep.
Um, and but they're starting pretty soon, May 24th. They're starting their U.S. Dates. Starting in the rock and roll hotbed of Guilford, New Hampshire.
9 more days, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got a string of festivals lined up, and still no drummer announced. So
They still haven't announced. Come on, Dave.
yeah,
Jeez,
I think it's just going to be the day of the concert. I think
I'm too old for this.
Yeah, whoever's going to be is going to come out, and I still say it's going to be Rufus Taylor. That's I just found out, or maybe I did know this, but I reheard it. Was Rufus his godson, is Taylor Hawkins' godson, son of Roger Taylor, Queen drummer Roger Taylor, and Taylor Hawkins was his godfather.
I'll be darned.
So, that just all seems like there's just too many ties there for that not to happen. That seems like
they're playing with our heads. Come on, boys. But it'll be good to see them back out there. They'll be packing the house, and I won't be able to afford it when they come around Chicago because I don't want to have to. It's just going to be insane. I hate big crowds, even though I'll be going to see a bunch of them this summer. But that's easy in, and it's outside, and you get to see the sunset, and it's a whole new world out there. So yeah, and we got our passes. Just ladies and gentlemen, we did get our season passes. So very excited about that. Yeah.
And just to mention real too, they're having a special on those seats, $25 tickets all in for those lawns that just for this week. So we're watching the show on Monday. What is today? The 15th or whatever. It's just a couple more days, but anyway.
$25 tickets. Congrats. Scoop some up. Join us on in right field. Yeah. So, and anyway, there we go. The Foo Fighters, kicking it out. We'll be seeing and hearing them all over the place this summer. So, good for them to get back out. That they've been itching. They're itching real hard to get out there. Quite a loss with Taylor, but you got to move on, man. That's what you do. Moving on. Here we go. Motley Crue. You know, well, we talked last show on how they were scolding one fan in particular that brought up the fact that they're using backing tracks. We've been talking about this forever now, and they swore up and down that no, we don't use backing tracks, for crying out loud. And sure enough, more footage emerged of the.
Yeah, you called that one, man. You called that one.
More footage emerged of them using backing tracks. Yeah, or as they call them, pre-recorded tracks. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what? That's the problem. Back in the old days, you know, it didn't matter because nobody had
Cameras and
cameras on their phones, so you
Yeah.
know you can get away with crap. Not anymore. Everybody's catching everything, and
Yeah.
and they're it's a game now. Yeah, it's the Motley Crue. You know, what's the backing tracks game? So boy, oh boy, they just can't seem to get out of the clear in that one.
And the thing is, you know, other people use it, but they're just so adamant that they don't, and they so obviously do. That
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
you know, you're right. It has become a game, and you called it last week. You say, why put that out there when you know you are, and people are going to catch it,
And just
You
deal
can't
with
keep-
it.
You can't keep denying it forever. You know.
Yeah. Well, like I said last week, the one I saw last week, it was on Nikki Sixx, and he likes to throw his hand out while he's playing. Oh yeah, I'm a rock star, and then he throws his hand out while he's singing. Right as the bass hits, boom!
Yeah.
Oh, plays along. So yeah, come on, guys, just admit it. You know, you're old. Maybe you need a little help, but to mock your fans like that, and we'll be seeing this forever now. We'll be, until they stop, which they won't. We'll be seeing.
Yeah, they're dug
video
in too
of them.
deep now. They can't come out now and say, "Yeah, okay, we were doing it."
Yeah, because boy, they probably sound like crap without him though. Without John Five, obviously sounds great, but the rest of them are probably just wore to hell because it seems like they're the ones using the backing track. So, but hell, I called that
and the
last
thing
year.
is, too, you know what? They were done. They were done. They had done their final tour.
Yep,
They had bowed out gracefully. They could have just been done, and just that would have been their legacy, and fine. But money does stuff to people,
Yeah,
man. And
but
they start seeing those
no.
dollar signs, and we can go back out there, even if we can't play anymore, guys. We'll do the backing tracks, and we'll just deny it, and people will believe us.
Ah, jeez, it was just
people,
amazing.
People believe their own eyes. People they know better. So
Yeah.
But now they got the new album too. Apparently, that new album's all recorded and just ready to get all mixed. And
Hard rock and man, yeah, we'll see. It's heavy as
We'll hear Bob Rock on bass, and
yeah, you are absolutely correct. Yeah, the new Crew album coming out, and boy, there's just so much bitterness. I keep seeing Mick Mars has made comment here and there. So really, I mean, there's so much bitterness going on. It really figures. It's like a Rockstar the movie. All the crap that went on there. That was just amazing. But Nikki Sixx's the new Motley Crue album announcement might piss off Mick Mars fans, so they just keep going back and forth. It's like, shut up! It's funny. Yeah, they've given Mick a new nickname. Nikki Sixx. They've given him a new nickname on the internet. It's Nicky Vanilli. Yeah, Nicky Vanilli. That's perfect.
This goes back to what I just said. They could have bowed out gracefully, and now it's all this.
Now it's all this. Yeah. Nicky Vanilli. That's great. I think that's
now that's your legacy, Nikki. There you go. Because
and I'll tell you what's really weird too. We're talking about using backing tracks, and a lot of folks do, and they admit it, and some don't. But here was something that's surprising. Zakk Wylde was accused of using backing tracks on the Pantera reunion shows.
Yeah, that's not super surprising though.
Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Here he is with Steel Dragon from the Rockstar movie. There he is. He's right above my head. That's Zakk Wylde with no facial hair from the movie Steel Dragon or movie Rockstar. Yeah.
Rockstar, right,
Yeah,
with,
yeah, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
So there he is. Yeah, yeah. But boy, oh boy, using backing tracks. What the
You know,
heck?
but he's not all adamant, or I haven't heard anyway yet, that like Motley Crue, you know. And I'm sure Dimebag had some tricks that are probably pretty hard to duplicate, man. And
That
you know,
could
so
be, yeah.
probably, you know, and who knows what he did in the studio and what he, you know. So it's not surprising. I mean, they want to, you know, stay true to, you know, the sound.
Yeah.
So they might need a little help.
Well, here's a
But
quote.
yeah, I guess he's turning his back to the crowd.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah. During the band's U.S. gig last night, guitarist Zakk Wylde looked suspicious with his back turned away a lot of the performance. Upon closer inspection, it seems he is fake playing with the assistance of pre-recorded backing track during the song Becoming, which features harmonic squeals throughout that seem to be entirely lifted from the studio album version played by Dimebag Darrell. Oh, boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, he can, you know, Zakk is like king of pinch. You know, he was with Ozzy Osbourne. He did a whole bunch of that pinch. You know, real good at the pinch. So I'm surprised about that. But anyway, in this day and age, nothing more nothing. You know, I'm done being surprised at.
Well, you know, that's
point.
the thing. I think a lot of people do use them, but it's just the fact Motley Crue is just so adamant that they don't is why everybody's kind of, you know, trying to prove them wrong, I suppose. But
and I had Zakk come back and say, "No, I don't use them." You know, so if he does, he does. What if on one song? Oh well, you know, whatever. Geez, that's all. It's all, and then it's all this. You know, too many creepers. So what a drag, you know. Everybody's faking
Eddie Trunk would know. We'll have to see what Eddie Trunk's got to say.
Eddie, yeah, I'm sure he'll dig in on that. But too many creepers, man. A lot of weird stuff going on out there. You know?
By the way, Eddie, I give you a shout out all the time. It's time for one back. Come on, buddy.
Come on, Edvard.
Shout out.
One little shout. Sure, that wouldn't hurt at all, man. Freaking A. Oh, where are we here?
Back with Vince Neil.
Oh, I've got his best picture here. There he is.
I know you love that picture.
Yeah, going after Cornelius.
For our podcast, folks, it's the where he's the abominable snowman.
Going after Cornelius. Yeah, in the Ice Mountains. Yeah.
Rankin Bass cartoons or whatever.
Oh, Motley Crue is Vince Neil. He's gonna serve as a guest judge on Banded, the musician competition series. So, well, man, you know, if we haven't had enough of him, as long as he doesn't sing.
That's the guy you want for a judge. That's the guy that knows.
As long as they don't let him sing, you know, that'll be great. But he's gonna it's gonna be 25 contenders placed in bands with songwriters and producers coaching them. Oh, this ought to be just a train wreck. Bullshit BS Hollywood.
Yeah, I guess they're just matching them up however they feel they would be best matched up, you know. And
yeah, Banded is an innovative series that redefines a traditional, quote, build a band concept and showcases exceptional up and coming artists who can play, write, and sing. You know, what was that? They had something a few years back, getting the band back together or something like that. They'd go and they'd get old retired bands and bring them back together. And
VH1 they had it. Yeah, bands reunited. Bands
reunited. Yeah, this is going to be something weird like that. Totally Hollywooded out, and you know, totally scripted. Every line is going to be. There's not going to be anything.
Make sure there's plenty of a conflict and confrontation on it.
Nothing will be spontaneous. I'm sure everything. Right. See, and I hate that. You know. That's not reality, you know. Reality is cops and forensic files and stuff like that.
I guess they got a bunch of, I don't know, almost bins and has-beens or the judges are working on that. But then they have a series of guest judges, and Vince will be popping up as one of those. So,
oh, boy. Jeez. You know, I hate TV so much. I hate program because they're that's why they call it programming. You know, go find a good sitcom and clap and laugh along to every joke, every laugh track they have on there. Laugh along with it. Within 5 minutes, you realize how moronic it is. It's horrifying.
It's
And here we
horrifying.
go. This will be probably something, it'll be weird. I'll check it out, of course, but geez.
It'd be on Access TV.
Oh,
March started May 12th. I guess was the debut of that. So
3 days ago, I missed it, and I got Access TV. Ay. What's up with that, Doc? oh boy. Here's one of our more favorite subjects: the Ozmeister, the Prince of Darkness, the King of Death, the ruler of all the undead. I don't know what the hell they call Ozzy. Yeah, good old Ozzy. They're finally they sold one of their cribs, if you will, if I may use the MTV vernacular. They're one of their cribs in West Hollywood. Maybe they're bugging out for good or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. They're talking about they're going back to the UK, so it looks like they're selling off their properties here. So yeah, it's funny you said cribs, because if people didn't know, that's where they got the idea for the reality show. It started off as Ozzy was on an episode of Cribs, and then from there they did the Osbournes.
All right.
Came from that. So,
but
anyway, this is a condo in West Hollywood for $4.8 million.
For a condo?
I know.
Oh, these nutcases.
And,
See,
I guess
they
it was
got too much
primarily
money.
used by Kelly. I guess that was primarily her. But they also own an adjacent 1-bedroom that they bought for $2.3 million. That's not for sale.
One bedroom. They're gonna still have something to hang out when they want to get away from all the bangers and mash in England. Let's go to LA for the weekend.
Oh, no, Kelly's a new mom with the what's the guy's name from Slipknot?
I know what I knew you're talking about.
The DJ from Slipknot, whatever. Yeah, but they haven't put their main house. They have their main house in neighborhood Hancock Park. They had put it up for sale for $18 million, and didn't get any buyers, and they've removed it. But I don't know. You got to think that's all Sharon. Ozzy, he'd be happy and just meager accommodations.
I don't know what the hell Ozzy would be at. I would think in his condition he'd say that's enough. Enough is I'm worth so many millions of dollars, tens or if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, I think I've achieved enough. Let's go enjoy the grandkids. No. Oh, they're gonna roll me out on stage in a wheelchair, and I'll die there because Sharon wants me to. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Whatever. I don't want to see him again. Quite honestly, all he does is say the F word, and that just sort of gets annoying after a while. I don't need to hear that. Now you need to hear the lyrics. He's too busy. Fuck you.
He did put out a pretty decent album last year, so
yeah. I want boy. That took a lot. Holy cow! Jeez, wow. He just ain't singing good these days. So yeah, in the studio you can do miracles. I could do miracles on Pro Tools if I wanted to, and I have no. But nonetheless, there you go, man. Freaking Oz and Sharon getting their act out of West Hollywood. I wouldn't want to live up in that neck of the woods anyway. Everything's a hellhole in California. It's just terrible.
Oh, he has a 1-bedroom apartment for $2.3 million. Oh my gosh, man!
I
guess it's in the same building with who did Courtney Cox, and I don't know. They listed a few other celebrities that live there. So I guess this is the building to be, but whatever.
Which Courtney Cox now? We've got the one with Iron Maidens, and then you got the actress. And probably not the Iron Maiden one. She was the Iron Maidens, female Iron Maiden tribute. That's where Nina Strauss came from. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
She came from the Iron Maidens. Yeah. Okay. This one really. Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Speaking of Iron Maiden,
these jerks. Yeah.
Good segue, Murph.
And it ain't the it ain't the Iron Maiden that old jerks. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the CEO in particular. This jerk off. Jeez. Oh boy, I don't even know where to. It's so disgusting the way he treating Iron Maiden. A Rock and Roll Hall of Fame president and CEO. There you go, Greg Harris. He addressed the disappointment addressed by Iron Maiden fans to Audacity after the band was left off the 2023 inductee list. He insisted the band would eventually get in. They just have to wait their turn. Wait their turn. Why bother at that point? Just say F off. We don't want your damn thing. Wait your turn. Dolly's in there for crying out loud. So no, Iron Maiden not being in there.
You get a little deeper into this, and I kind of want to rip into this guy a little bit.
Do it.
So he says, we love that people care if they're in or out, and that their fans care. Now, the truth is, anybody that's nominated, the odds are good they'll eventually to get in. Well, that's not true at all. Maybe multiple nominees, but there's tons of people who get nominated all the time, and they don't eventually get in. And then he adds, let's see where it lands, which is one of those corporate terms now.
Sure.
Right now, let's celebrate this year's class, and we can start to debate next year's class once the spotlight is off of this year's class. Which, first of all, that's part of the thing. Every year, you debate who went in, who didn't get in. That's part of the fun of it.
Yeah.
But what got me is he said he compared it to Rage Against the Machine. Gave Rage Against the Machine as an example. They were nominated. This was their fourth nomination before they finally got in. So Iron Maiden, just buy your time and you'll get in like Rage Against the Machine. But here's Iron Maiden's been around a lot longer than Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah,
just because they got nominated earlier. That's the only lens he's seeing it through is that they got nominated year, whatever it was, and Iron Maiden got nominated 3-4 years later. So wait your turn. Wait your turn, dude. There probably wouldn't be a Rage Against the Machine if there was an Iron Maiden. Quite honestly,
sure. That's really crap.
So that seemed like a pretty tone deaf thing to say. It's kind of wait your turn.
Just
and
sit
then
there.
Give an example of a band that came out. 15 years after your band came out. That's.
And who gives a crap about them? They don't deserve to get in ahead of Iron Maiden. I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
But you notice he did not use Judas Priest as an example, which to me would be the obvious parallel. But he didn't. Why? Because they got in the back door.
Yeah, we'll get you in the back door there, Iron Maiden. Don't you worry. That's basically what he's telling the fans. Just settle down. We'll get him in somehow, some way. We got to get Hank Williams Jr. in first or whatever. But rock and roll, man. But really, that's really figures. But yeah.
So just the way you can see he's kind of dancing around it and not very well. I mean, he can shoot a lot of holes in his statement there. It's just.
Yeah.
Kind of tone deaf, to say the least, I think.
Trying to quiet things down again. Well, it's a sham at this point anyway. Like you said, with his new definition, that's total crap. They're just trying to cover their ass. CYA, baby.
Well, I'd rather see that, though. At least kind of where they're coming from and what their, criteria is, other than just this hodgepodge they've been doing the last few years.
But the new definition still allows the same hodgepodge, though.
Right, but I'm saying, but at least you get an idea of why. At least you kind of see where they're coming from and
that's true.
What they're looking at,
Yeah. Speaking of Iron Maiden, though, they're going to battle with an underwear company over the underwear name. What they're doing is they're objecting to the name of new underwear company Maidenwear, as they believe fans might see it as an officially endorsed clothing line. I think that's a hell of a stretch.
That's a hell of a stretch, man.
The Fair Maiden, Robin Hood and Miss Marion, the Maiden Fair. No, you're not going to get far on that one. No. Maidens are more than your heavy metal thing. Maidens are babes, and you guys ain't babes, so you're going to lose in a court. That is so dumb. Jiminy Maidenwear. It's not like if it was Iron Maidenwear, then okay.
Exactly.
Then you got
I saw
something.
That headline. That's what I thought they were doing.
Oh,
just Maidenwear. I'm like, no, you got nothing. Yeah, they claim the brand name is likely to deceive or cause consumer confusion. I don't think so.
The dominant term in applicants' Maidenwear mark is Maiden, and therefore the mark is confusingly similar in appearance and connotation to opposers' Iron Maiden marks. No, sorry, jerks. Yeah, that's just like Gene Simmons trying to trademark the question mark or whatever the hell he was doing. Something weird. I don't know, but good riddance. And then the filing also states that quote, The goods, I'll do it in English. The goods set forth in the Maidenware application are related to or the same as goods covered by the Iron Maiden registration and or for which a poser has acquired common law rights in the United States. So they're still not going to win. Sorry, you ain't got.
Yeah, I'm no copyright lawyer, but yeah, it's pretty flimsy, man.
And I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you what, yeah, if it was Iron Maiden, right? But no, you don't have sole rights to the word Maiden.
Yeah, you don't
no
know exactly.
way.
Yeah.
Good riddance. I love Maiden's Fair. Stop it already. Yeah, I'm sorry you blew that one, Iron Maiden. What the hell? Pretty goofy, but they're rock and rollers and they got their own jet. So what do you do? Jeez, but yeah. So I think Iron Maiden sort of dropping the ball on that one, but they are what they are. Oh yeah, so that's it with the Iron Maidens and another Maiden. No, Steven Tyler. He sort of looks like a Maiden here. Sort of looks like far out. We've been talking about how
looks like a retired librarian.
Yeah, pretty much. Just give up on life. Not gonna do the makeup or the hair. Just hell with it. Move on and all that. But we've been talking about how Aerosmith. They canceled their residency in Las Vegas because of Steven Tyler's health, and turns out that and they plan on going on tour soon. Their final tour, and I got an article here from rock celebrities, and it says that Joe Perry was talking about how it was almost impossible for Steven Tyler to even stand at one point, and the severity of the injury ultimately had him enter rehab, because I'm sure he was trying to take painkillers or anything just to get through.
Yeah.
So he
had the foot surgery, and exactly it. Taking pain pills for that, and that kind of triggered a relapse, and figured he better get his butt back into rehab. So at least he's smart enough to do that.
Yeah. And if you ever seen him on stage, he moves around a lot. So yeah, if he's got a problem with his foot or his leg or anything, that's really a issue, because he does a lot of moving around and dancing.
That's true.
He's got that goofy sideways dance thing. And all the flowing scarves and whatnot. It's magnificent. Yep. Yeah. But Joe Perry talked about it, and he said he was basically hardly able to stand, blah blah, and then they didn't say really what it was. Well, they might have in this article, but they won't really go into it. But Joe Perry says, quote, "He's doing really well. He's not English. He's doing really well. He had surgeries on his foot, and it was really a lot. It was almost impossible for him to stand. It was tough. So anyway, he's doing really well, though. Talked to him a bunch over the last bunch of months, and he's doing great, actually. Right now, we're ready to launch a tour of the States in September. That's what we're planning right now, so we're getting ready to go again." And I don't know, that sounds weird. It's almost like he's almost too hopeful. Oh, he's doing great. Yeah, oh, sure, he's wonderful. I don't know. Okay.
Well, I'm sure, looking to get this tour together, they had to make sure they had all their ducks in a row, and Steven Tyler's the biggest duck they got. They got to make sure they.
Yeah, man.
And so hopefully, he's got everything all together and taking care of the injury, but I'm sure they didn't figure on that triggering a relapse, but.
Boy. They've been at it for so long, and I'll say this again: they're the first albums they put out when they were really whacked out on drugs. They put out some of the best music ever. It was so good, those early albums. So
first 4 or 5,
yeah. Let's see if they can hit it out one more time.
Indeed.
I'm sure they're just wore out. The life of touring has just gotta take it all out of you, for crying out loud. I mean, honest, a lifetime of different bedrooms and travel, and just gotta wear on you. So let's see if they can pull this one out. I hope they do. I hope they have a good tour and everybody's happy, and that would work out really good. Hey, here's a band that's happy. Hey, let me get a Bullwinkle there. There's Bullwinkle Moose. Yeah, good old Bullwinkle. Yeah. Well, there's a Canadian band up in Canada, you know, the Great White North, the land of the Canucks, and this band called the Standstills. Well, they just had a encounter with a moose. And if anybody knows about moose, you know, they look all nice on Bullwinkle and Rocky and whatnot, but they're like the size of a horse and a half.
Yeah,
And
they're
monsters.
freaking huge. Yes,
They're
and they're
monsters.
solid, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And by golly, they're a rock van. They're their love van, if they whatever they call it. They hit the moose. They says we hit the moose straight on, and I managed to get the vehicle over towards the shoulder of the road before it became immobile. Still uncertain of the extent of the damage and the location and condition of the moose, we came to a stop and made sure the four of us were uninjured. With everybody completely uninjured and the shock starting to wear off, we wiped the broken glass off of ourselves and started making calls to the police, tow company, insurance company, etc. So, oh man, that's a big problem there. And after an hour of help from the OPP, the Ontario Provincial Police, and the Canadian Automobile Association, we made it to Wawa, where we faced the inevitable. We were stuck and likely going to, for the first time in the band's history, miss a show. Well, you hit a freaking moose. I mean,
Yeah, pretty well covered.
Gee, many creepers.
Yeah, they were on their way to support Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh, right. So, they got a couple of songs I dig. Yeah.
In Thunder Bay, which is home to Paul Schaefer. You know, Paul Schaefer from Thunder Bay, Canada.
Dig that.
Yeah, the word got out, and then this guy, Chris Cavizza, I think that's how you pronounce his name, at 1:30 shows up with a bus to take them and their gear to Thunder Bay. So, I mean, obviously it was, too late for the gig, but,
oh boy. It doesn't say about the moose, though. You know, where's the moose?
The moose didn't make it, little Tommy. The moose,
oh no!
The moose had to be put out of its misery, and the police had to put it out of its misery there at the scene. So,
well,
yeah.
I hope they chopped it up for delicious moose steaks. I imagine it's edible. I don't know what making dog food out.
I've never heard of. I mean, that's got to be like a venison, I would think, right?
I would imagine, yes, a much more impressive venison, bigger steaks and whatnot, and back meat, whatever the hell you call it. But there you go, man. Canadian rockers. That's one of the problems you got up there. You know, I got all them freaking critters, bears and meese
all
and
the things
moose.
Band's got to deal with. I got to worry about hitting a moose.
What a drag. Yeah, it's sad to hear the moose couldn't make it though. But
that's where you talk about paying your dues, man. Paying your dues.
Yeah. Oh, here's an interesting one. I found this interesting. Sammy, good old Sammy. You know, he's ever working Sammy. I love when this happens. You know, you see this every now and then. And there was a Sammy Hagar tribute band playing in Las Vegas, of course. And who decided to show up and play with him? Good old Sammy himself. Yeah. How cool is that? Yeah. And the name of the band was Three Lock Box. And they bill themselves as the ultimate Sammy Hagar tribute, which was
Doesn't
very
every
cool.
Tribute band bill themselves as the ultimate?
It should. Like me, I was in the best Creed tribute band in the world. So, you know,
I've heard of like 3 different ultimate Pink Floyd tribute bands, man. You know, every one is like the ultimate. I don't know, whatever.
But yeah,
they're legally you can bill yourself that way, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, they're doing a set at the Soak Pool, SOAK, the Soak Pool at Palms in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Sammy, he jumped right up there to perform Rock Candy and Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy, and of course, you know, it came up dressed just like the lead singer, you know, red shirt with the white pants. They looked just exactly alike. It was very cool, very funny. But hey, you know,
that's pretty cool. They did some Montrose. I was wondering,
Rock Candy.
You wouldn't think of. Well, I guess you would think a good Sammy Hagar tribute band would go back to those days. But Paper Money, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Those are great. I got the Paper Money album too. I got the Red album too. Yeah. Good stuff early on. But that had to be a gas. And as a matter of fact, while we're talking about that, where is it here? That happened to a Green Day tribute over in a London bar.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, it was a cover band. A quote here: Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong stunned Saturday night drinkers in North London rock bar Slim Jim's liquor store by joining covers band Borderline Toxic for a Green Day classic. So it's starting to happen all over the place, you know. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very
How
cool.
cool would it just be in the crowd for one of those, you know?
The guy who actually writes the song comes up and sings it with you. That's very cool. But
oh yeah, I mean, for to be in a band, that's like to be in a cover band and have the guy you're basing your career off of come up
and they're so they're so popular over there. They played in front of 75,000 at London Stadium last June as at their Hella Mega Tour. So they're real popular there, and just to have him show up and jump on stage, and just wow, you know. Scott Stapp never jumped on stage with us. He's too whacked out or living in his pickup truck or something. I don't know how to. No,
back then he wasn't quite. Back then he was, I don't know, having orgies with Kid Rock and stuff. Man.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, ooh, I don't want to. That's a visual. I got to get out of my mind, Doc. I'm just saying, brother. Wow. But yeah, good for Sammy. Good for Sammy. Oh. And here's something cool for the Pink Floyd fans.
The old geezers.
The old geezer, Syd Barrett. They've opened up an official Syd Barrett YouTube channel. And I'm sure everybody knows who he is, but for those who may not know, Syd Barrett was the original guitarist for Pink Floyd back in the early days when they were doing mostly a lot of founding member, like when they were doing a lot of spacier stuff, except for like See Emily Play or Arnold Lane, you know, that early stuff were basically good AM radio songs. As a matter of fact, they got radio play. I remember hearing them back then. But he played he was mostly a lot of spacey stuff and really interesting music. But I think he got himself whacked out on acid, right?
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
Some issues,
yeah. He had issues with LSD, took too much, and just ended up, during a concert, he would just go off and doing his own thing, and so they got rid of him. They got I think Roger Gilmore or David Gilmore joined him when Sid was still in the band, I think, but then Sid bugged out, and they hadn't heard from him forever. And then when they were doing, I believe, "Wish You Were Here" album,
I think it was "Shine On Crazy Diamond."
Oh, was it "Shine On"? Yeah, he showed up at the studio and totally fat and bald, and nobody knew they didn't even know who he was. He looked so unrecognizable, and showed up and it was just heartbreaking to him. And "Shine On You Crazy Diamond," that's what that song is about. Syd Barrett. He was a crazy diamond.
That's a real good story. I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, they got this YouTube channel. His estate, they're working on this. It's highlighting his solo work. A lot of animation. They're working with this guy that's done a lot of animated stuff. Big Sid fan, I guess, and just kind of making videos to these, a lot of his solo songs that people really aren't aware of. I'm not, I don't know any of his solo.
Oh, some of that early stuff is really cool though, really quirky. I've actually seen some videos where they performed on music shows over in England, and just a quirky. A really interesting, quirky dude. And then he took on the LSD and just started going off the deep end. And shit, that happens, man. That happens. But good for them for having
Yeah, he's quite an interesting story. So, yeah, if you're interested and want to know more about him, you can check out his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
See what's going on there. Yeah,
maybe we'll post a link up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Sid. Way to go, Sid. Jeez. And another interesting thing, Chrissie Hynde. Oh boy, the Pretenders. Yeehaw! They've got a new album out. How long's it been? Jeez. Oh, it's only been 3.
They put something out in 2020, I think, and I didn't even know about that one.
So I have busy.
Everything they've done, so I got to catch up a little bit.
They may be busy with the pandemic. They must have been extra busy. Then because they've got a new album out and they've got a single out, and boy, she's back in this. It seems like is she on tour? They should be on tour if they're not on tour this summer, what's up?
Yes, they are touring Europe in support of Guns N' Roses. That'd be an
Oh,
awesome
okay.
show, yeah.
Yeah, well, they should, get over to the States for crying out loud. Come on.
Yeah, I've never seen them. I'm a big Pretenders fan, man. Chrissy Hines just awesome to me. Her whole story is just cool. She was around back, with the Sex Pistols in those days, around those guys. So, but yeah, it's got Johnny Greenwood of Radiohead is working on this album, appears on it with her. So I mean, let's face it. I mean, you got the drummer Martin Chambers. But other than that, it's a Chrissy Hynde solo project, pretty much.
Right,
I mean,
but
nonetheless, they released the first single called "Let the Sun Come In." Really good. I really like it. I was listening to that when I found out about it. So yeah,
and the thing is, good for her because she could tour on her back catalog easily.
Oh,
and people would just love the hell out of it. If they, with all her old
I don't know
material.
how old she is. She's got to be 70 by now. I would say 72. I'm guessing.
I do not know. I never asked a woman her age.
Maybe I need to get out the magic light box and ask.
I only asked the breast size. No.
But yeah, glad to see some new
contenders. Chrissy back in
like
action.
I said, now I'm just finding out they had one in 2020. I gotta get there. I have everything else they've ever done. So
and that's cool.
I got some catching up to do.
They do have plenty of material. They could live off their old stuff, but nope. Speaking of new stuff though, there she is, Nita. I love you, Nita. Oh, yes, I do. Nita Strauss, great shred guitarist, plays with Alice Cooper, played with Demi Lovato. But she's been working on an album, and she put out a single, or was that Alice's single? I can't remember. Her and Alice Cooper were working back and forth. It was her singer with Alice Cooper singing, a real good hard rock song, and she's finally getting ready to put her album out if she hadn't already, and she's got a whole bunch of very good singers with her because she doesn't sing herself, so she's got singers with her. Of course, she sang with Alice on the album. Alyssa White Glues, who we talk about quite a bit.
Yeah.
A famous vegan, if you will. Lizzie Hale, she's jamming with Lizzie Hale. David Drummond from
Disturbed. Yeah.
Thank you, my man. Dorothy. Dorothy. Surrender Dorothy. Yes. Used to be a group around here named Surrender Dorothy back in the day.
Oh, I do remember that. Wow.
Yeah,
man.
And
way back in the
Anders Frieden, and Marty Friedman. How about that? Lilith Czar. So she's tapped a whole bunch of talent to help her with this album.
Yeah, it's coming out in July 7th. It's called The Call of the Void. So 14 tracks. It's a second solo album. And kind of pulling a little mini Dolly here, man. A lot of guest folks on there. So
yeah, let's hope it doesn't go into the void. Little Black Sabbath reference there. Thank you so much. But yeah, we'll be seeing her this summer with Alice, and really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Alice more than, quite honestly. I'm looking forward to what's his name? Rob Zombie.
Yeah, we just saw Rob Zombie last year. That's
So that'll be a very exciting situation there. So Nita, I'm looking forward to that. Everybody's got music, they're all working together and seeing what the hell they can do. So more power to them. Geez, here we go. There he is, the legend, Kurt Loder.
Yeah,
Kurt Loder. R.I.P. baby.
This week.
Yeah, it's an R.I.P. That's really, well, I'm not surprised at this point since MTV. It's funny, MTV. The MTV news will be going off the air after 36 years, and it's funny. I saw this one meme, and it said something like, celebrate MTV's 40th reunion or 40th anniversary. Thanks for 13 years of music. Something like that. Says because they just went off the track. I wonder if it was, if it was financial, because it had to be so popular. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe the video started wearing on people. I don't know why MTV went the way they did. If it was financial or trying to just stay cultural and be hip with the young kids, they should have just stuck with videos. Oh gosh,
or at least had that in the rotation. So I mean, there's nothing like that for a long time. I mean, so
Yeah,
But yeah, the MTV news, which honestly, I thought they'd quit doing that a long time ago. To be honest with you,
oh yeah, well,
but
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
used to love it back in the day. It started in '87. Seemed like it'd been around longer than that, but yeah, it was well 81 is when they started. So I
Yeah,
guess they had a
yeah.
few years under their belt before they got
Video
into.
killed the radio star,
But
baby.
yeah, it used
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
This Week in Rock with Kurt Loder.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
And it was a regular show, and I loved it. I used to watch it regularly. And then they started coming out where it was just like the little bits throughout the day. You know,
Snippets.
you
Yeah.
got the little news breaks there, and Kurt Loder and Tabitha Soren and
Oh yeah, Tablet. She's a babe.
John Norris and was one Allison Stewart. And there was a few
Hmm.
people, you know, they had their whole little news
Ooh,
staff there, and
yeah.
you know, it's where you know, a lot of stories broke to them. So now you'll just have to come to us for your rock and roll news, folks.
Yeah.
No more MTV. You know,
Goodbye,
it's
Kurt. Well, Kurt's like in his 70s now. It's really stunning. He's like way old.
yeah.
So, you know, but that, you know, in 81, yeah, that was right. That was pretty much in my peak right then. That was so cool when that came out. And I just can't believe that format didn't work. At some point,
Yeah,
they
it just
said, we
seemed
got to
like it
start
was
doing reality shows now and
yeah.
getting teenagers knocked up and see how it works out. And
Yeah, it
it
just seemed like it
went
was a
south.
slippery slope. Like they just, you know, they introduced a couple shows here and there, and
Remote control. I remember that was one of the first ones.
one. Yeah. That was like a game show thing. That was kind of cool.
That was cool though.
Adam Sandler and Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn. He was he was
a few other folks, and then and then they had the Real World. That was like their first reality show or whatever, which, you know, it was kind of cool. But then they just kind of like jumped on that bandwagon big time, man. That's pretty much all it was. Yeah, I haven't watched anything on there in decades, man. So
yeah, I know we've still got. I've got Pluto TV. I mean, anybody with a smart TV has Pluto TV, but you know, they got some MTV channels on it, but it's not nothing worth watching. There's no videos. What a shame. What that was so cool. That was so groundbreaking. You know, and instead of just listening to your radio in the car or whatever, you basically had a video radio station. You know, videos all that. It was so cool, and it was just I just can't believe it just went to heck, man.
I say, yeah, I love the little news breaks, you know, and learning about different stuff. I learned about different bands that way. You learned, you know, about deaths. You learned about, you know, so I learned about Steve Bader's dying was through there. I mean, tons of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, you know, mega superstar, nicest actor ever, probably the best actor, the best guy ever in the world. Keanu Reeves is band Dog Star. They're reuniting after 20 years. They're going to Bottle Rock in 2023. Keanu Reeves, yeah, good for. I don't know how good they are.
90s, right? Yeah, I remember that.
It's been 20 years, but yeah, good. You know, he is truly one of the good guys. You know, being it's, you know, he's such a great actor, and you know, iconic roles that he's had already. And yet you'll see him riding the subway and talking to some little kid, you know, who's excited. I mean, he's a really super good guy. He always takes care of the people on the set, you know, the grips and whatnot. Always take, you know, and I'll be darned, he's got you know, he's been in a grunge band, but obviously he took some time off to become a mega millionaire, you know, and they're getting back together in their in Napa Valley.
That band. Yeah, that's funny.
Napa Valley, their first live performance in over 2 decades. So, boy, go on. I'm sure we'll see video. We'll see. You'll see how they stack up. I hope his band is as good as his acting is. You know, good for him, man. It's very cool.
I don't remember their music, but I do remember, the band Dog Star. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember.
Absolutely. So that's very cool. I'm glad for him, man. You know, he's a good guy. Gives a lot of his money away. So can't complain about that. Well, freaking A, man. A lot of wild news, and the summer's just heating up. You know, it's not even a summer yet, Doc, so we're bound to hear a lot of things at various festivals and concerts and whatnot, and all weird stuff happening. So I'm looking for a great summer. We're about, 9 days away from Janet Jackson, I think. 9 days from Janet.
Oh my gosh, is that soon already?
Or it's like 13 days, something like that. It's like the 27th or something. But yeah, I'm ready to roll, man. I'm ready to get out there. So oh, and yeah, it's just crazy. We got the Ted Nugent continuing debacle, and all these, a lot of controversy, a lot of cool stuff. So we'll keep you informed on what's going on, folks. The important news that you need to know if you're a music fan. So it's been a gas, man, and I'll tell you what, there, Doc, not Shaka Khan. Why don't you take us home, man?
Yeah, another great week. Lots of stuff to report on. Can't wait to see what comes up next week. We can tell the good folks about. So, again, if you could please support us and give us a like or subscribe or all that kind of good stuff. Podcast folks, if you're listening, don't forget about you guys. We love you to death. That's usually how I consume the show is through the podcast. But yeah, until then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody. We'll see you next time.